Hey everyone, and welcome to this video. In today's video, I'm going to go through the two probably most talked about business models at the moment, which is the appointment setting business model and the marketing agency business model. I'm going to be going through on the whiteboard behind me, as you can see, what the difference behind the two business models are, and if you're considering joining either one or the other one, which considerations and things to ask yourself before you go into one of these. On the whiteboard here behind me, I have the appointment setting business model, so I'm going to be going through exactly what this business model is doing, what you can expect from it, but also a breakdown of how it works if you were to go into this business model, what you can expect and what you can expect to use in time, use in effort, and also get in return in terms of making money. So this is what this video is about today. I hope you find it helpful, and if you have any questions, feel free to leave them in the comments or text me on Instagram. Let's just get into it, because the first thing we're going to be going through is the appointment setting business model. So let's just break it down, because as you can see today, I've brought the example here, which is Peter the appointment setter. And Peter the appointment setter, he's of course an appointment setter, and this is his first client. And Peter is working on an offer as you are as an appointment setter. And if you are not familiar with this business model, just to give you a quick rundown of it, what appointment setting is that you work on a freelance basis for your clients, where your main job is to set appointments in your client's calendar. This means that you typically have an offer that you're going to sell to the people in the DMs, qualify them so they're more likely to actually book in an appointment with your client. The way you get paid for this is that you're typically working on a 5 to 10% commission deal on all cash you collect for the client. I'm going to be going through this a bit more in detail later in the video, but just keep this in mind: 5 to 10% commission on your client. In this case today, I've brought 10% in commission fee just to be a bit nice on this example. But let's break it down and how everything works, because today I'm going to figure out what it actually requires from Peter to make great money in this business model, and if he even can make great money. So Peter, the appointment setter here, Peter has around 400 conversations on a daily basis in his client's inbox. This means that Peter is sitting either on Instagram, LinkedIn, whatever it might be, and chatting with potential customers. Peter's client here has a mindset coaching offer, which is priced at $3,000. And Peter's client's goal is to reach a monthly revenue of $30,000 in revenue on a monthly basis. So this is what Peter has to work on, and this is what Peter's main goal is. So Peter here, he has 400 conversations on a daily basis, and Peter has to book 40 calls from these 400 conversations in order for him to be a bit close to this goal here. And the 40 calls from the 400 conversations comes down to a 10% booking rate. And these numbers are very, very normal. This is industry average for the appointment setting business model. So just for us to be on the same page, this is very, very typical to meet when you work as an appointment setter. So 10% booking rate, which is 40 calls from the 400 conversations. So far, so good. Then we have the client here. And the client, of course, needs to take these calls once they're booked in the calendar for the client. So Peter's client here has a typical closing rate of 25%. Again, it's a very, very generous number I've brought here today, but 25% closing rate equals that Peter's client is closing 10 calls on a monthly basis, and the 10 calls equals the 30K a month. So this means that Peter's client is now at $30,000 in monthly revenue in his business. This is Peter's client, not Peter. So this is just a breakdown of some of the numbers, because 5 to 10% commission fee on the cash collected, which is the 30K, which equals that the client is collecting $27,000 and Peter is collecting $3,000, because Peter is taking 10% off of this entire revenue. And again, we could have taken it down to 5%, which you can typically meet when you're an appointment setter, but in this case, I've just brought a generous example. So 27 and 3K. This is the difference. And again, remember, this is revenue, not profit. It's two very, very different things, and you're going to learn that. But revenue and not profit. Then we have to deduct the typical things that you have as expenses when you run a business. This is things like tax, VAT, and other business expenses. And for the Danish numbers and percentages, when you then deduct only tax and VAT, you're down to 1.4K in Peter's case. This means that Peter now has 1.4K left to spend and put in his savings. But we are not just done yet, because not a lot of people actually has 3K to invest into a mindset coaching offer just like this. So we of course want to accommodate that, and Peter's client wants to accommodate that and be nice as well. So Peter's client offers installments. This means that Peter's client can now offer his clients to pay in monthly installments. So split the $3,000 up, which typically would be over 3 months, and in this case this would then be $1,000 a month instead of $3,000 upfront. So we're going to use the same numbers as before, but now they pay monthly. This means that it's 1K a month for 3 months, which means that Peter, we just split this number in 3, which means that Peter now collects $1,000 and Peter's clients collect $9,000. And again, we still have to deduct the tax and the VAT from these numbers because we have to be realistic here. This means that Peter is left with $470 US. This is under $500 on a monthly basis for running 400 conversations on a daily basis. But Peter here, he is stuck because he's working against his time. Peter doesn't have more time in his day because he's using all his time on these 400 conversations. But how much time is Peter actually spending on this client? Well, we're gonna go through that now, because the 400 conversations equals typically having a conversation an hour if you're fast. You have to keep these clients warm and you have to keep them engaged all the time. This means that you would probably typically use a minute on each conversation. 400 conversations equals 6.5 hours approximately. Again, we're nice, sometimes it's probably going to be a bit more. But again, we're going to be realistic, we lose some. We cannot keep the 400 conversations engaged all the time, so let's just say we lose some leads, which is very, very typical. So we're down to 250 conversations. And the 250 conversations equals around 4 hours in total of sitting and chatting with these leads. And because we are having to do with very warm leads here, as you can see, they're very needy, which means that these leads require replies at least 3 times a day. And again, we're very generous here with the numbers, at least 3 times a day, if not even more, if not 6 times a day. So the leads here requires you to reply to them at least 3 times daily. Okay, that's fair enough. We're going to reply to them 3 times daily, but it's 250 leads. Again, 250 leads. We agreed on the 250 leads being approximately 4 hours of work daily. So let's take the 4 hours of work daily. They need replies 3 times a day. This equals 12 hours daily only chatting with these leads over here for Peter's client. This is the only offer Peter works on. So this requires Peter to work 12 hours on this one client for $470. I'm just gonna ask you, if this is really what you wanna use 12 hours on working on. I would not use 12 hours and only get paid $470 monthly for working 12 hours a day. I feel like nobody would. You could go to a grocery store and get a better job than this, and you wouldn't have the headache of being self-employed. So think about this. Think about, is this really what's going to fulfill you? Because Peter here, he is stuck in the most negative loop he possibly could. Because Peter here is working 12 hours daily for his one client. Peter, he cannot even go out and learn more about, let's say you want to start a different business model. Peter cannot go out and find new clients for himself, even try to find different clients or solve other problems for his clients because he's stuck. Peter doesn't have any more time. He's using 12 hours a day. He also has to sleep, he has to eat, he has to do something different than work, because we cannot work 12 hours a day as humans. We have to have breaks and we have to do something different. So 12 hours daily is Peter stuck in here working for $470 monthly in the appointment setting business model. So this was the appointment setting business model with Peter, the appointment setter. I hope you got a bit more clarity on what it actually takes to run this business model and why you are keeping yourself a bit trapped and keeping yourself away from having more time on your hands. Let's say your goal with starting a business initially was to get more time in your hands, was to have more freedom. Well, then I would consider, if I were in your case, if the business model that you're actually in is going to give you those results that you're dreaming of. Because as you can probably see, Peter is being trapped here in his own time. He's working against his own hours, which can be pretty tough when you're self-employed, because you also want to have that time freedom that you're actually striving for and that you're working towards. So on the other side of the whiteboard, I have the marketing agency business model. And again, why I think that is better for Peter, and at least maybe some of you out there that is watching this. The marketing agency is the business model I run myself, so I know how it is and I know the benefits of it. I know the downsides of it as well, and I know this business model in and out. So I'm going to walk you through the marketing agency business model. I'm just going to flip the whiteboard around and then I'm going to show you how that works compared to this one. We have flipped the whiteboard around and we still have Peter with us here, but now Peter is an agency owner. Peter now runs a marketing agency, and as I said before, Peter's absolutely biggest wish is to make great money. Peter doesn't really know how to make great money because he just came from a business model where he was trapped working against his own hours, and he just wanted to make great money. He didn't really do that in the previous business model. So now we're going to teach Peter here and all of you out there how to make actually great money being self-employed, because it is possible. So let me run you through it. Because Peter here, he needs to learn, in order for him to make great money, he needs to solve big problems. Because, surprise for everybody out there watching, the greater money you want to make, the more value you have to provide. It doesn't matter which area in life you're in and which business you're in, the more money you want to make, the more problems you have to solve and the more value you want to provide. So this is so important for me to say, because this doesn't mean that you have to be using all 24 hours of the day and of your time to solve problems for your clients and to work in your business. You can also have time to do plenty of other things. It doesn't require you to work 24/7. It's so important for me to say. But what you need to do is that you need to find a group of people that you want to work with. In this case, this is going to be your niche. These people down here is going to be the people that you're going to work with and the people that Peter is going to work with. In this case, we're just going to use the mindset coaches because we use the mindset coaching offer in the appointment setting example. So we're just going to use mindset coaches in this example as well. So your niche is going to be the mindset coaches. And what you're then going to do is that you're going to find a pain point this group of people are struggling with. This could be anything, but what you're typically going to meet when you run an online business is that your client's main issue is getting in more clients. So it's just a circle where you can see that you want to get more clients, your clients want to get more clients, and we all just help each other. And your client's biggest wish is to get more clients in their business. Again, this could be mindset coaches that want to have more people to coach with their mindset coaching offer. But how do we get more clients? That is the biggest question here. Because how do we get these more clients that we really want to get? Well, we get more people to know about us, because people can't pay us if they don't know that we exist. So we need to get more people to know about us. But what's the best way to get people to know about us and get our faces out there and get our products out there? That is marketing. We're in 2025. This is not the best business model in 2025. This is just a general thing that is working and has been working for years and years and years. This is not a quick fix business model. This is something that's going to work from the day to day until the day that we die, because we all know that marketing is the absolute game changer if we want to make great money in our business. We cannot have a big business and have a great cash flow and make great money if we don't know how to market ourselves. The same with our niche down here. But I also understand that you might be thinking, but why would a mindset coach need Peter's help with marketing? Can't they just do that themselves? In some cases they can, but in most cases, they actually cannot. Because let's just take Mr. Mindset Coach here as an example. Mr. Mindset Coach, he has a mindset coaching offer, and Mr. Mindset Coach, he doesn't really have either the time to make great marketing for himself, because he also has to serve his clients. So the people that he is helping on his mindset coaching offer needs him to be there. So Mr. Mindset Coach doesn't have the time to make great marketing for himself. Mr. Mindset Coach also lacks the knowledge. He has no idea how to do marketing because that's not what he's great at. That's not what he specifies in. So how should Mr. Mindset Coach know how to do great marketing? And that's where Peter comes in. Mr. Mindset Coach also needs the resources and the tools in order for him to go out there. He maybe doesn't have the right systems. He maybe doesn't really have the right offers and the right mindset to really go with making great marketing for himself. He's missing something there. He's actually missing the three most important things: time, knowledge, and resources. But then we have Peter, the agency owner, of course. And Peter, the agency owner, he has the time now because this is the only thing that he does. He has a marketing agency where he helps his clients. So Peter, the agency owner, he has the time. He has the knowledge because he's maybe educated himself. He has maybe taken a course, learned from a coach, read some books, learned through YouTube, you name it. But Peter has the knowledge here. Typically how I would get this knowledge personally for myself, I took a course, how to learn this, I got a coach, and it was absolutely game changer for me personally. But again, it's very different from person to person. But Peter, the agency owner, he took a course. So he, of course, also has all the tools and the resources because he got that in that course that he took. So Peter, he basically has the whole palette here. He has everything that Mr. Mindset Coach doesn't have. And what's great here is that Peter, he has an offer. And Peter's offer in his marketing agency is that he helps mindset coaches scale their business and attract more clients through social media, which is exactly what Mr. Mindset Coach needs and what Mr. Mindset Coach is bad at. So let's break it down, because Peter's price for his marketing services is $3,000. This is very typical for a marketing agency service price point, if you can look it up in your own currency, but in Danish crown, is just for all of you Danish people watching out there, it's estimated around 22,000 Danish. So this is what you can typically expect. But $3,000 is where Peter's offer is price point. And Peter, he works with his clients on a 3-month contract. So $3,000 for 3 months, it's a very fair price point for everything that Mr. Mindset Coach is getting out of this. And what Peter's systems is going to do and what Peter's offer is going to do is that it's going to generate 100 interested leads a month for Mr. Mindset Coach. So when Peter and Mr. Mindset Coach agree to work together, Mr. Mindset Coach can expect 100 qualified leads to be interested in his business on a monthly basis. 100 interested leads a month. This doesn't mean that we have to qualify them because they're already qualified, because Peter's marketing is so great at dequalifying the wrong people and qualifying the right people. So we don't have to qualify them any further. So we have 100 very qualified leads ready to pay Mr. Mindset Coach money to work with Mr. Mindset Coach. So of course, we're going to be realistic again, just like we were before, and say that we're of course going to lose some leads. So we have 100 on a monthly basis, but again, we're going to lose some. So we're left with 70 leads. And just like before, a percentage of the 70 leads is going to book a call. And in this case, let's just say that 15 people books a call with Mr. Mindset Coach. And with a closing rate of 25%, just like Mr. Mindset Coach has, the same with Peter's client in the other example, also closing rate of 25%. We're using the exact same numbers in these two business model examples, just for reference. But Mr. Mindset Coach has a closing rate of 25%. This means that 4 clients is going to be closed on a monthly basis for Mr. Mindset Coach. And let's just say that Mr. Mindset Coach's offer is also $3,000, just like the other mindset offer was on the appointment setting offer example. Mr. Mindset Coach's offer is also $3,000. This means that Mr. Mindset Coach is closing 4 clients on a monthly basis, which equals 4 times 3,000, $12,000 US for Mr. Mindset Coach on a monthly basis. This is great revenue for a mindset coach like this, and he doesn't even have to do marketing because he has Peter to do that, and Peter's generating great results for Mr. Mindset Coach. But Mr. Mindset Coach also paid Peter $3,000 in the beginning to make him do these marketing services. So this means that he is down to $9,000 profit on a monthly basis. Again, I know Mr. Mindset Coach also needs to deduct the taxes and the VAT and all of these things. But again, it's just for me to show you what a marketing agency can actually do, which services you can actually provide. Usually what you can expect when you're a marketing agency is that you can work with clients on all sorts of different packages. You can serve them content, you can make them websites, landing pages, you can write them email marketing flows, you know, the flows we all know that is spamming our inboxes, but it's actually working. We can set them up ads so we're getting our face out to more people, so people know about us even more. All of these different things which you would typically learn in a course starting from zero, because we all start from zero and it's not necessarily that we know everything just starting out. So this is what you can typically expect. And let's just take Peter as an example here, because Peter is working with Mr. Mindset Coach, charging him $3,000. But Peter doesn't use all of his time on working for Mr. Mindset Coach, because Peter works with Mr. Mindset Coach for 3 months. And Peter is maybe using approximately 10 hours a week on Mr. Mindset Coach at maximum, maybe even 7 to 8 hours on a weekly basis. So that means that Peter, he can actually go out and get more clients. Let's say Peter can take in 3-4 more clients that he can work with on the same offer, and Peter can then charge them $3,000 as well. Which means that Peter now has his offer on $3,000. He works with 5 people on this offer, which means that Peter now generates himself $15,000 on a monthly basis in his marketing agency. And this is the goal that I work with all my students on. $15,000 on a monthly basis. Again, for all of you Danish people watching, it's 100,000 Danish kroners in revenue. This is the goal that I set for all of my clients and the girls I work with in my community, where I teach them how to start a marketing agency like this, because it is so possible. You can see it for yourself here what it requires. It requires that you're serving your clients very, very well and you're generating your clients great results, because guess what happens if Peter asked Mr. Mindset Coach, hey, Mr. Mindset Coach, I would really love to go out and work with some more people as well. Do you mind writing a nice testimonial about what your thoughts and your experience has been with our partnership? Of course, Mr. Mindset Coach want to do that, because Peter just generated him $9,000 in profit in his business in just a month. So of course, Mr. Mindset Coach want to do that. So when Peter has to go out and close 4 more clients other than Mr. Mindset Coach, this means that Peter is going to have it way easier when he has to go out and find new clients, because Mr. Mindset Coach has said so great things about him, because he's generated really great results for him. So this is just to show you what it takes to make $15,000 a month with a marketing agency compared to what it takes to even make $500 with an appointment setting agency. So I hope that this made sense, and I hope that it kind of set things into perspective for you, and you can maybe take a better or greater decision for yourself that's going to benefit you way better than maybe the situation you're in now, or maybe you're considering starting out with the business model, and hopefully this video helped you a bit with taking that decision. If you have any questions about what you saw in this video today, or any questions about starting a business in general, feel free to leave it in the comments or text me on Instagram, and I'll be more than happy to help you out. Otherwise, I just hope to see you in my next video, and take care until I see you again.